What's up, my wizards? It's Dev from Mtg down there on the YouTube.com. We like magic, along with Julie. I know you probably don't want to see cats too much right now, but, you know, she's just really cute. Well, today I figured I'd talk for just a couple of minutes on these banned and restricted announcements, or lack thereof. To be honest, obviously the first thing that we need to talk about is standard, because that's mostly what we talk about on this channel, and it's what the majority of Magic players play. So, in case you haven't seen yet, and you probably have, they didn't ban either Felidar Guardian or Saheeli Rai in Standard. They also didn't ban Heart of Kiran or Gideon Ally of Zendikar like a lot of people speculated they might. As far as Felidar or Saheeli goes, we'll see how that pans out. Obviously, Wizards' decision here is because Amonkhet just came out. They want to see if there are good answers in that set. They want to see how the Pro Tour shapes out. I get all of that. I totally do. I didn't expect either the Cat or the Planeswalker to get banned because a brand new set came out. There's Manglehorn, and I guess like two other things. There's like Gideon's Intervention and like Trespasser's Curse. There's like a couple of things in that set that could help shut down Cat combo, but I don't honestly think it's enough, and based on some of the reaction I've seen on Twitter today from pros, they don't think it's enough either. You know, these are people who have been testing this new set for weeks at a time. 2 weeks straight without sleeping, some of these people have been testing this new set and trying to brew up decks, and I'm sort of one of them. I haven't been playing as much as I'm sure these pros have been playing, obviously, but me and fellow YouTubers as well, I'm sure, and Redditors, you know, people that go to Spikes all the time, and are big posters on that site. You know, there's a lot of us that have been testing the crap out of this new set and are not, it's not that we're not impressed, it's that it still seems like 4-color Saheeli and Marty Vehicles are default the best decks in the format. And Manglehorn helps. Like, if you take nothing else away from it, like, Manglehorn helps a little bit. And Trespasser's Curse has been good so far, too, at least for me. But, like, I don't think that any of that is enough to completely shut these decks out of the format, which I don't think Wizards necessarily wants to do. I just think that Wizards wants to decrease the presence of these decks. As far as Marty Vehicles, I really like Dissenter's Deliverance, you know. You get Manglehorn for that, too, as far as Heart of Kiran is concerned. But I don't know that that'll be enough, you know. Right now, it looks like it may, Amonkhet may help to push Marty Vehicles out a little bit. You know, you get Magma Spray too. That could help against Scrap Heap Scrounger. So there's answers against that deck. But I really don't know if that, it seems like if the answers in Amonkhet are enough to maybe decrease the value of Marty Vehicles, you also get buy 4, so I should mention that card. There's lots of stuff in Amonkhet against Marty Vehicles, but you know, if it pushes Marty Vehicles out a little bit, then we're in a format now where instead of a 2-deck format, sort of a 1-deck format. But I really was hoping. I didn't think they would, but I was hoping that they would ban something today. Hopefully Saheeli. I'd rather have Felidar Guardian in Standard still, to be honest with you, because it's selfish reasons. I just want to make the Cat deck, and I want to be able to like use Felidar Guardian to blink my Regal Caracal. You know, I just think that'd be cool. And like Vizier of Deferment and Felidar Guardian look kind of neat in a deck together, and they could like unban Reflector Mage, and all 3 of those pieces would be funny, but not like totally oppressive the way a turn 4 kill is. So, you know, but again, my main assessment here is that I didn't think that they would get rid of this combo. I didn't think that they would ban anything this time around. But again, based on all the stuff I've seen from the pros, those pros are just going to go to the Pro Tour and play 4-color Saheeli. That's what they're going to do. So don't be surprised if you see a Pro Tour results that the top 8 is like 7 4-color Saheeli decks and a Marty Vehicles, or like 6, you know, 4-color Saheelis and Marty Vehicles and something weird. So it wouldn't surprise me at all. And if that does happen, Wizards is going to ban one of these combo pieces, guaranteed. We got 5 more weeks till we get another ban and restricted announcement. Just 5 weeks. It's not that bad. We'll have the Pro Tour, everything will be Saheeli combo, and then they'll ban it, and we can all get back to playing Standard again, which will be great for my channel. I mean, we're still going to be doing Standard decks. I'm working on like 5 different Standard decks right now, but it just does kind of suck, like, having to account for this stupid combo in every single deck. Like, as far as Marty Vehicles goes, you're just trying to take out Heart of Kiran for the most part, maybe Scrap Heap Scrounger, you know. And that's fine. It's not a big deal. We'll just add Artifact Hate to the board. It'll be fine. And sometimes the main deck, like Manglehorn can go in the main deck. It's fine. But against the Saheeli combo, it's just so much more impressive in a lot of ways. You know, you can't play with a deck unless you can find a way to beat this combo at the very least out of the board. It's just not, it's not great, obviously. I mean, that's not news to anybody. That's no fun. That's no fun. I know standard F&M attendance has dipped at a lot of people's LGS. That's probably like the #1 comment I've seen today on Reddit as I've been gauging people's reactions to this, is that like their F&M attendance has dropped off. Some people say they used to have, you know, 30 people at F&M. Now they have like barely enough to actually fire F&M off. You know, some people say we went from 12 people to 15 people at F&M down to like 3 people at F&M. So like attendance has definitely been suffering since this combo has been a thing. That's impossible to deny. And I don't know if maybe Wizards, I think that, I won't say this was the right decision, but it's an understandable decision. You know, they just released a set. They want to see what happens. They want to see what the pros do. They want to see what the Pro Tour looks like. All this makes a lot of sense. But I think that if you're in sort of a stop the bleeding situation, which they might be, then now would have been the right time to do it. Actually, 5 weeks ago would have been the right time to do it. But they're like, we had our meeting and we decided it was a bad idea. And now I mean, God, they said they did the same thing this time. We had a meeting earlier this month, and I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall at that meeting. I imagine it's like 12 angry men. And there's like, most of the R&D department is like, we should get rid of this. And there's like one person, and it's probably like Gavin. I don't know why I'm throwing him under the bus. It might not be Gavin, but like there's just one person that's like, no, it's good for the format, and there's going to be answers, and we can do this. Like, he slowly changes everyone's mind. All I'm saying is I would have loved to have been at that meeting, because I would have loved to just see what the split was. You know, was Sam Stoddard over there like, we got to get rid of this thing? You know, and everyone else is like, no, let's keep it. It'll be all right. I just want to know exactly what the split was. Now, I've been seeing stuff around that, like, claims to have good game against the Healy combo. Like, people are saying Blue-White Control has good game against the Healy. Maybe. I haven't tested it enough. I'm messing around with Blue-White Control, but I've played, like, 0 games with it. I have no idea. But, I don't know, man. Again, mostly what we've been seeing while we've been brewing up decks is Saheeli and Mardu. So I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. So let me know how you feel about that change. But before I get out of here, I might as well go ahead and also point out what was actually changed. You know, in Vintage, they decided to restrict Gush and also Gitaxian Probe. Gitaxian Probe's had a bad time the last 6 months or so. You know, it's gone from Modern. It's restricted in Vintage now. And Wizards' whole idea was to nerf basically Monastery Mentor decks. But I don't play like any Vintage. I didn't even know that Mentor was like a thing. Honestly, I don't keep up with Vintage. But from everything I've heard on Reddit comments, that's just, and Wedge said this too, that like basically these Works decks are just going to take over. And you know, from the limited things I've seen today, that makes sense because it looked like Mentor and Works were the only 2 real decks in Vintage. So if you get rid of Mentor, it's like, well, there's 1 deck in Vintage now. So I don't know how that works. I don't know anybody that plays Vintage, and I don't really know anybody that plays Legacy either, but there was a really apparently impactful decision for Legacy today. And again, I don't play any Legacy, but even I know that Counterbalance is the, you know, Miracles really is the best deck in Legacy. I've known that for a while because no one that plays Legacy will shut up about it, right? Like, people that don't play Legacy at all know that deck, Miracles, is the best deck. But now we're in an interesting situation. I've actually, from some of the stuff I've gathered today, apparently a lot of people in Legacy wanted Top to get banned, so I guess that's good. But when I go to Reddit, a lot of people are saying that they're mad that Top got banned, and a lot of people saying they just built that deck, and that deck has gotten a little bit more press on, like, you know, websites from articles and stuff like that. And it's gotten some press on YouTube in the last couple of months too, so it wouldn't surprise me if a lot of people were just building Legacy Miracles, and this kind of sucks for them. But it'll probably tank the price of Top, and that'll make it cheaper to play in Commander, which sounds good to me. But I'm not the Legacy guy at all. And I'm also not the Vintage guy, but I am a news guy, so I should tell you that those things happened today. Let me know how those things affect you, because again, I don't play those formats, but I at least want to know if you were affected by it so I can gather some data. I don't know any other, it's probably not the best term, but still, I just want to know how you guys feel about that and how it affects you. Are you excited because Top might tank and you can play in Commander? Who knows? I've seen some people that say like, oh, we're going to see more Tops in Commander, and people are going to be mad about that. Interesting take, but maybe. Let me know if you feel that way. There were no changes to Modern, which is kind of good, I guess. You know, like Death Shadow is still a deck, obviously, but people are realizing that Condemn is the best deck against Death Shadow. That seems good to me. And so Modern is actually fairly healthy. And honestly, that's interesting because Modern is healthy. This is going to be a controversial statement, but you could make the argument, okay, that Modern is healthy because they have been banning things. And I wish that they would learn that lesson from Standard, like, honestly, or for Standard. There's a quote in the article about the bannings and restrictings today that I thought was hilarious because it applies to Sensei's Divining Top and Counterbalance, but it could apply to Standard. It's basically something like, For a while now, there has been a 2-card combo that dictates what people can and cannot resolve, and we thought that this would get better over time, but it hasn't. And it's like, if you took that out of context, that describes Guardian and Saheeli. But they're talking about Divining Top and Counterbalance, but the entire sentence, if you just plug in these 2 cards, still makes sense, just in a different format. And I don't think that the whole problem is the announcements today. I don't. I think it's putting a 2-card combo within a couple of sets of one another that completely wrecks Standard and not doing anything about it. You should have done something about it 5 weeks ago. That's all I'm going to say. So, nobody wants to wait another 5 weeks. 2.5 months of bad LGS F&M attendance is going to shut down some shops. So those are people losing their livelihood right there. It's bad for everyone. It's bad for Wizards PR. It's bad for local shops. It's bad for Magic players in general. So I just, normally I could understand R&D's idea here. Oh, we're going to put an infinite combo in Standard that makes infinite cats. Won't that be super cute? Yeah, but maybe you shouldn't have given them haste. Maybe you should have given us instant speed planeswalker removal. Maybe it should have been a 3-card combo instead of a 2-card combo. There are an awful lot of just obvious glaring mistakes in the design of this combo. So I don't know, man. And you probably should have done something about it. That's all I'm going to say. So let me know how you guys feel. I'm pretty sure I know how you guys feel, but I want to at least see it down there in the comments so we can still have a discussion about this. We're at least going to have to wait 5 weeks. If I had to put $1,000 on it, they're banning one of these pieces. They're banning one of these pieces in 5 weeks. If I had to bet money, because again, if I had to bet money, the Pro Tour is going to be almost nothing but 4C Saheeli. That's what a lot of pros are saying, and I'm sure that will translate to the Pro Tour. So just, don't lose hope. It's probably not going to be around forever. That's all I've got for now. Again, let me know how you feel about these. Like the video. If you like the video, follow me on Twitter, SBMTGDev, all that. And then tomorrow morning, there's going to be a deck tech. I'm going to be doing Hapatra, the budget Hapatra decks, green-black. I decided not to go Jund. I was thinking about using Soulscar Mage in the Hapatra deck, but that is not budget. And it also is hard to make work. So I'm just going to go bring a green-black Hapatra tomorrow. It's not going to be too expensive. It's the most budget deck we've done so far by a lot. So, or at least this season. So just make sure you either sub so you get the notification on that deck, or just, check the channel. It'll be up tomorrow morning. I am Dev from SBMTG. Thanks for watching, my wizards.